Breaking news that's coming in right now. It's a tense situation near Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's private residence. Crowds are marching towards Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's residence. Tension prevails despite the Prime Minister announcing his intention to resign. That's the latest piece of information that's coming in right now. It's a tense situation on the ground in Colombo as there are crowds that are in fact marching towards Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's private residence. Remember that these crowds had earlier entered the official residence, temple trees of the Prime Minister, but now reports coming in from Colombo that these crowds are proceeding towards Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's private residence. Now this tension prevails despite Prime Minister Wickremesinghe announcing his intention to resign and make way for an all-party government in Sri Lanka. Those are pictures that we're bringing to you live from Colombo right now. Remember that these protesters gathered earlier today in Colombo. They marched straight to the presidential palace. They entered the presidential palace, ransacked the presidential palace while the president had already fled from his residence. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's whereabouts are not known at the moment. We can hear the voices of the angry mob there now proceeding and marching towards Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe's private residence in Colombo. Earlier they had entered the official residence, temple trees. Now they are marching towards his private residence. You can hear those angry voices from the protesters and the crowds that have gathered, in fact, outside the private residence of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Akshay Nath, my colleague, is now joining me live on this. Akshay, clearly the protesters are not very happy with the Prime Minister simply announcing his intent to resign, that he will resign as soon as the new government is in place. They want him to go immediately.
Well, Pauline, what we're seeing in Sri Lanka right now is a very dramatic scenario where the people are on the brim, they are restless, they are on a violent spree. They have been, spearheading into multiple locations. They have been breaching entry, and right now the private residence of Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is the Prime Minister of the country, is also getting crowded, is what we're being told. Earlier today we had seen several journalists present there, and a few journalists were even attacked by the police force there. And after that, we had seen Ranil Wickremesinghe, expressing his regret about the incident. But now we're seeing that the situation is getting tense even there. The public sentiment is very clear. They don't want the current government to go forward. They don't want President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. They don't want Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. And the kind of anger that is erupting there, the kind of anger that is being showcased there, is all just reflective of that. Another factor is that temple tree, which is the official residence of Prime Minister, was earlier breached into, and soon after water cannon as well as tear gases were shot at by police officials at the crowd. This could have also been the tipping reason why we're seeing the kind of violence or the kind of crowd gathering outside the private residence of Ranil Wickremesinghe. But things are very clear there. The all-party meeting has stated very clearly that they demand that both Ranil Wickremesinghe and President Gotabaya Rajapaksa step down and an all-party government be formed and a new Prime Minister and President be elected, and steps toward that is also being initiated. And right now, follow me, we're also getting news that the Speaker has officially written to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa talking about the minutes of the meeting, wherein he has briefed about the demands that has been put forward by the all-party meeting as well. Follow me.
Okay. Akshay, thank you so much for bringing us those updates.